Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss best ways on how to promote your OnlyFans. So as you know, I actually decided to start my OnlyFans, and I've been doing like a lot of homework and a lot of research on how to promote it. And by the way, I'm gonna have so much tea for you. It's ridiculous. So make sure you listen to all of it, because I've been like, I've been finding out like so many things that I was like, oh, I should do this, I should do that, I should do this, and then like keep applying it to it, right? When I first started my OnlyFans, I actually posted, I was like, let me not do it on my Instagram. Let me try it out first. Let me create a Twitter and then post it on Twitter. So I didn't have any followers on Twitter, and I just like, for some reason, I thought that I'm gonna post, make a post, and then like all this, like people are going to subscribe and everything like that, which obviously was not the case. Like you need to put in work, right? So I was like, okay, so let me do, so I was like, a little disappointed. I was like, okay, so what's next? So how else, like people going about it? So I kept like doing my research on YouTube. And by the way, YouTube is amazing. Like it's so resourceful, it's ridiculous. So every time you try to start something, if you try to get into something new, make sure that you like, research on YouTube, because I got so many things from it that I'm going to share with you right now. Right, so I make a list of things right here that I'm going to like make sure that I cover. All right, so first, social media. If you have a big followers, please use it, please incorporate it, and again, like, just have people subscribe to you. And this is like the easiest way to do it, right? So if you don't do it, there are other ways to get people to subscribe to you. So first, you can create, so there is a app, or there's like a website that is called Reddit. And basically, it's a little bit complicated, but basically, it honestly reminds me of Pinterest, right? Where you have like, once you post something, like you post it in, once you post a picture, you have to post it in some type of community that relates to the picture that you are posting. Like, for example, if you want to have people look at your figure, but like there's no nudity going on or nothing like crazy going on, there are, communities for that, like subreddits, that's what they're called. And when you post, like when you make a post, make sure you have to like you have to post it in some type of community. But before you do that, you have to make sure that you read all the rules, because actually when it just started, I was like, oh, whatever, it just some type of rules, like I don't know. So when I started posting, I actually didn't follow the rules that they were they were asked to follow, because those sub communities, they actually are created by actual people. They're not monitored by like the app itself, like by Reddit, by the website. So they have like specific rules for their own communities that you have to follow, right? And so make sure that you do follow, because then you either get like warned, like don't do it again, or you get like banned right away. And I get both. I got both already. Already. It has been only 2 days. And yeah, so there are so many communities like on it. And by the way, like the most popular communities that you want to start with, there are some subreddits where you need like karma. It's called karma. And karma you get from the activity on the website, from posting pictures on the website, from likes on that picture, from having like comments on that picture, from having like being active on the website yourself. And like, so this way your karma goes up. The reason why I mention it is because some of the subreddits and some of those communities are not going to accept you because you don't have karma, right? So in order for you to be featured in those communities, you need to get some type of karma first, right? So first, but at the same time, there are communities that like they don't require karma, right? So some of them, like Onlyfans, they actually they have that. And by the way, like there is a research bar where you can type anything in, like literally, like if you want to. And I actually saw, when I was doing research on for Onlyfans, I actually saw the girls like making, a lot of great money from just fit pictures. Like people have fit fetishes and they just post about that. So if you want to do that, make sure that like you post, you find in the research bar, you just put feet or toast or food fetish, and then you find all these communities that like relate to that, where you don't, some of them need karma, some of them don't need karma, and you can just keep posting there. So some of the ones that I found was I think it's like FitPix. It's like really big one, and they don't require any karma for you to start posting there. But make sure that you do read the rules, right? So because if you don't read the rules and you just post it just like whatever, they are going to ban you, right? Then there are OnlyFans communities. There are actually 4 main OnlyFans communities that I was able to find. There's like OnlyFans Promo, OnlyFans 101, and there's 2 more. Like once you type in OnlyFans, you're going to see other sub communities that are going to pop up, and then you can like see whether you qualify for it, whether you don't qualify for it. But like OnlyFans communities, you don't really need to you don't need karma, you don't need not much. But again, some of the communities, they require a verification from you. What it means is they ask you a picture of you, and then like you have like a little piece of paper next to you where you post their community name, date, and your Reddit name, right, on it. And this is how you get verified. Some of them like that, and some of them like want to make sure that you're not a robot, you're not like, just a fake account. And then some communities have so much exposure, they have like over 1 million people that are part of that community, and you would want to be a part of it. So some of them ask you to get verified, and that's okay. Like it's nothing, it's not a big deal. Like really, no, like do that thing that I told you about, you get verified, and then you can post pictures there. Like that's that's how it works. So all right, so you post on Reddit, right? But again, it's a little bit complicated, and people like a little bit weird on it, I'm not gonna lie. And by the way, some of the communities that don't allow you post more than 1 picture in 24 hours, right? So it's a little bit of exposure. Like so far, I actually wrote it down for the purpose of the video. I counted it. I had 19 people. So I've been 2 days on Reddit. I had 19 people reach out to me and ask for like, oh, can I get this? Do you want to be my sugar baby? Do you want to be do you want to be this? Do you want to do that? Like, do you want to, and then like, oh, by the way, make sure that you know your boundaries, and you make sure that you know what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, and make sure like you're not going to be afraid of the feedback, because there are some people that I haven't received it. Like I received requests where like I'm like, no, there's no way, like some nude requests like from guys, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then but like people that I've encountered, like they not like, they haven't been aggressive, they haven't been like anything like abusive or anything like that, so I had no problem with it. But when I was doing my research, right, girls were saying that like some guys like will get like really offended, and they will just like call you names and just like blah blah blah. First of all, block them like before even they like get a chance to do all of that first, right? And second, it's like they're nobody. Like why, like don't get caught up, or don't like even double think what they're saying, right? Just block them and like keep it moving. But make sure you have a thick skin, and this is like a number one thing. And like make sure that like you are what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, because some guys are going to like push your boundaries. They'll be like, oh, like they will ask you like, oh, what do you have to offer, and you will tell them, and then they're like, well, I like your like whatever offer list or whatever you call it. But at the same time, I would want you to do like this extra or like a lot more that you're doing, and then make sure that you decide for yourself whether you're comfortable with or not. Because like, again, like for me, I don't do nothing nude, nothing pornographic on my OnlyFans. So like when get requests to do that, I just like politely decline. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't do it, and that's it, right? Simple. But like, don't feel pressured like into doing it, because again, like in my head I'm thinking, I'm like, if ever anything gets leaked, because OnlyFans, they actually have a policy right now where, first of all, you get like a watermark on each picture that you post on OnlyFans. But in case, like, if it does get leaked, like any of your pictures or any of your videos, you actually, not you, the website can sue that person for you. So, it's kind of like, it's a kind of good thing, but at the same time, just remember that it can get out there. And that's what like I can keep him, like I keep keeping it in my mind, because there's certain pictures that like I'm very comfortable with, like I don't care, because I've been having them on my Instagram for free, and like I wouldn't mind, and like if people have it, right? But there are certain things that I wouldn't do, just not even because it might get leaked, but because like I just personally not comfortable with it. So make sure that you do that, right? So then I have two more most important things that I wanted to mention, right? So first, the other amazing way, if you don't have much social exposure, the like one of the number one things that I would suggest is getting on dating apps and posting and like giving your links to the people that reach out to you, or like you reach out to, right? So this is what I did, because when I was doing my research, this is what like I found. And like a lot of people don't talk about it, and a lot of people like saying like, oh, I got like all this like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but because they already have that social exposure, right? Like again, like I don't have much social exposure, I have a little bit, but I want more. So I kept researching, how to promote OnlyFans with like no or little exposure, right? To see like what girls or guys have to say on YouTube. This is what I did, right? And this is what I found. Do incorporate dating apps, right? So the ones that I didn't like is Tinder and Bumble. I think I pronounced it right. First, because you have to put your location in, and which like somehow like it doesn't really matter, honestly, like not, it doesn't matter much. I'm going to explain to you why like in a little bit. But at the same time, like every time I would like refresh it, or like try to go somewhere, or try to like look for people on it, or like try to just like have people like open messages, like it would freeze, right? So I just deleted those. Like I did not like using it, and I started doing it yesterday, right? So yesterday and today, right now it's like what, 5 p.m. I'm recording this video, so it's like a day and a half, right? So then I found that people like Badu, I didn't like that one either. Like I had 21 messages on it, and that was it. Then people say Tag, like it's a dating app, Tag, but like once I started like doing research on it, I started like wanting to download it. For some reason, like it wouldn't load for me. Like I don't know if you can do it. Like I heard like a lot of good things about it. A lot of girls get like a lot of guys like hit them up on it. But like for me it didn't work. But what did work is Meet Me. So it's a dating app, right? You download it, you get verified, and you can actually, first of all, you can change your location. You don't have like for example, you live in Miami, right? You don't have to put Miami, you can put freaking China, whatever, it doesn't matter. But basically, the reason why I keep saying that, right? So usually dating apps, they expose you to people that are in your area, right? So let's say I am in Miami and I put Miami zip code in, right? Then I would be exposed in all the guys that on that app in Miami area, around that zip code, right? So let's say I am exhausted all my, research, like all the guys that like I could find on it, then you change your zip code to something else, a different country, a different city, a different town, different state, and then you like now you are exposed to a completely different like people. So keep that in mind. It's amazing. So I found that was great, right? So again, so started my meet me thing a day and a half ago, and so far I got 136 guys reach out to me and was like, hi, how are you, blah 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 blah, like let's talk, blah blah blah, in a day and a half, right? Like think about it. And I wasn't reaching out to them, they were reaching out to me. I just posted a picture of myself and then they reach out to me. So that's like amazing exposure. So this is what I did next, right? So I tried, I was like, hi, go to my OnlyFans profile and subscribe there. Like, we can talk there, whatever. But somehow like meet me, when you post like OnlyFans link, it actually changes it and somehow converts it into something that is like you're not even able to read it, right? So I was like, what else can I do? Like, how can I get them to come to my OnlyFans? Because that was the whole reason. Like, I don't care about being on the dating app, like for the dating purposes. Like, I need people to come to my OnlyFans, right? So then I was like, how can I do it? So then I said, hey, follow me on Twitter. And I put my Twitter name without the @ without it, right? Just like on Twitter. And then I put my name of the Twitter on it. And they're like, okay, yeah, or like, no, or whatever, right? And then they come to my Twitter. And then on my Twitter, this is where I like, I have the links to my OnlyFans, right? So this is a one way to do it, right? There are some guys actually that don't like, don't even like to be on OnlyFans, or don't want to be subscribed to you, or they just don't want to, pay for their subscription every single month. There are some guys that just want to talk to you, like literally just want to talk. And they're like, I have a few guys that reach out to me and they're like, oh, I'm bisexual. And I'm like, I think I'm like more into guys, but I need somebody to like talk to and vent, right, to all the time and get advice from. So I'm like, all right, we can talk. And this is like 30 minutes of talking to me is like $200, my time is money. So, and then like, they just, whether they want to do it or they don't want to do it, and they decide. And basically this is how you don't have to have them on OnlyFans to get money from them, right? If they want to talk and they want to like, a lot of people, they're like, oh, we want to meet up. I don't do meetups. I don't do none of that thing, because that's just not my goal, right? So I was like, oh yeah, maybe like, just give them some type of hope, right? Just be smarter than them. Just give them some type of hope, and then just have them like go somehow get exposed to your OnlyFans account, where they can subscribe and like pay for the subscription and tip you and like do whatever. But anyway, so that was like one of the tips, like biggest tips. But again, in a day and a half, I got 136 guys reach out to me, and they're like, oh, I want to talk to you. Hi, beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I have a link for you to follow. Yeah, so that's one. And by the way, yesterday I was doing my research on it, like more. And I found that like one of the girls was saying the best way to get paid, like if you're not doing it through OnlyFans, make sure you get a Cash App, a different Cash App from your personal one, right? So because your personal one is connected to your debit card account, or your card account, whatever, banking account, right? So they are like, there are some guys who like, trustworthy, and they just like, they like, oh, I'm gonna pay you, and they have no problems. But there are some guys, I haven't experienced them yet, but then I was like, let me just take the precautions before I run into this stuff, because I already heard about them. And she, like the girl that I got it from on YouTube, she actually said that like, guys was trying to do that to her. So what I mean by that, they would subscribe, like they would ask for a picture from her, or they would ask like, you know, to talk to her on the phone. And by the way, make sure you ask for the money first. Do not ever, 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 ever be like, agree to talk to them or send something to them, and then like you know, you ask for the payment. No, first money first, and then you, like, you know, you giving, like, you know, pictures, so you talk to them or whatever, whatever, whatever. So this is what she was saying, right? She said create a different cash app where it's not connected to your banking account, but it's a random one, because you are able to do it. You don't have to connect it to your banking account. You can create two. You can have two cash apps, right? And now I have two. I have my personal one that is connected to my banking account, and there is a one that is not connected to nothing, like, at all. It's just on my on a random email address that I created. So basically, when there's some, like, again, there are some trustworthy guys that would be like fine, but there are some sketchy ones where they will send you a payment and then they will take it back before it gets cleared through their bank. But when you give them your second cash app that is not connected to your personal cash app, what you can do is transfer it to your personal one, and once they try to pull it back, the money, there is nothing to pull. There is no banking account that is connected. There's no money in that cash app anymore, so there is nothing to pull. And I'm just saying that, like, to protect you guys and stuff like that. And don't scam people. It's not cool. Like, you know, I'm not saying like to scam people, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there are some guys that just want the service, or like want, like, talk to you, or want, like, pictures or videos, but they don't want to pay for it. And or they will act like they do, but they want to pull money out. Like, you know, just be smarter. Just be always smarter than them, right? So yeah, so this was like my biggest thing that I found out yesterday, and I was like, oh, let me add that to my video, because I was going to record it, but I was like, oh, let me add it to this video and just, like, you know, just let you guys know what you should do and how to do it smarter. I kept going back and forth because I just, like, started it and it's very new to me, but I was like, I don't think, you know, it's like anything wrong with it, because like a lot of people bash, you know, girls for it. But again, and then I found out, actually, when I was doing yesterday, I was doing the research, I found out that there's a girl who has her OnlyFans. She said she sends her, like, porn, like the ones that she records, like, you know, videos, for $5. And I was like, you know, I have nothing against, like, you know, what type of content that you are doing, but, like, know your worth. You know what I mean? Like, $5 for, like, an hour video of porn. I was like, girl, come on, you better than that. But, and again, like, I don't do anything like that. I just do pictures. I do something tasteful. I do something, like, you know, something, like, very pretty, very, like, you know, something like teasing, that I post. So make sure, like, you figure out, like, what content that you are comfortable with and you want to get, and you just post it, and you know your worth. Like, research, or, like, figure out, like, you know, how much your picture is going to be for, how much your video is going to be for, and, like, what type of video, what type of picture, right? And make sure, like, you know that, and so you don't go, like, for smaller than that, and don't settle for smaller. Like, there are people that are going to, like, try to you know, try to, like, lower the price and be like, oh, it's too expensive, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, you know, go find somewhere else then, shit. But, you know, just know your words, just, like, try doing it. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with OnlyFans. Like, the ones that I'm doing, you know, like, I would not be afraid if it gets leaked. Like, I'm not, like, I'm super confident and super, like, comfortable with the pictures that I have on there, and, like, the videos that I have on there. So, like, I don't really care. But just, like, keep that in mind. And if you don't care, just whatever, go for it. And if you do care, like, make sure, you know, you just kind of, like, think about that. You know, think about it before you go on it. But yeah, I think I think I did cover everything. So Cash App, Reddit, dating apps, incorporate all those. And yeah, if you have any type of questions, I'm sorry, in my like this video might be a little too long, but I just wanted to make sure that I cover everything. But if you have any type of questions, email me or comment below, or that's it actually. Comment below or email me if you have any type of questions that you want me to answer personally, or you want me to make a video on. That's like completely fine, and I'll be happy to answer. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was fun.